Hello, how are you? Today we see how to fill out the form I-912 of USCIS, and this form consists on several parts, and there is 11 pages of this form. On the first page you can see the first part is only used for USCIS office, so do not touch it, do not fill it. Part first of this form is basis for your request, the excuses on which you are just filling this form for fee waiver process of any other form. Okay, there's a three basis or excuses mentioned here. That first, you and your family getting mean tested benefit, so you have to fill out the part 2 to 4 and 7 to 10 of this form. No need to fill out any other part. Then if you are taking the second excuse that your household income is at or below 150% of federal poverty guideline, then you have to fill out 2 to 3 and part 5 and 7 to 10 part of this form. And third one excuse is you have a financial hardship. You have to complete part 2 to 3 and part 6 to 10 for this excuse. Now we are just seeing one by one part, and you have to figure out how to fill the parts, and at the end you just check the parts which are regarding you on the basis of your excuse. Okay, it's very simple. I just clarify every part one by one. Once I just clarified, you have to see the concerted part of your excuse, just like you mentioned the excuse number 1. So you have to check out the part 2 and 4 and 7 to 10 how to fill out, and after that you just fill these parts and submit your form with the other forms of for which you just submitting the fee waiver form to the USCIS office by mail. Now we started the part 2, how to fill out. The part 2 is regarding information about you, the last name, first name and middle name of your name, and if you have any nickname, aliases and maiden name, you have to mention here. Then the alien registration number, which is also find out in your immigrant visa on your passport and also on the green card. Then USCIS number, which is also mentioned in your immigrant visa on your passport and the green card or permanent resident card. You can find it out, this USCIS number on the back of your green card. Then mention your date of birth and your social security number, which is mentioned in your social security card. Then your marital status, whether you are single, never married, divorced, widowed, marriage, annulled, separated or other, you have to mention here. Here the part second is end. Now part 3. In part 3 you have to mention all your family members and your name which are requesting this form for fee waiver of any process of USCIS, and also mention the process or the form number for which you are just submitting this form. In this table, you have to mention the full name in first column. Then second column, you have to mention your A number, alien registration number. Then third it's date of birth, and fourth one column in which you just mention the relationship with you. Whether on the first row you have to mention the self, it's already mentioned. Okay, and the fifth column is in which you mention the form number for which you just submitting this form for fee waiver. Okay, and you have all the family members name, alien registration number, and the date of birth and relationship with you. For example, my second one is my spouse, and also the form for which you just submitting this fee waiver form. Okay, after that it is complete. Now part 4 is regarding the means tested benefits. The mean tested benefits are the benefits which are given by the state or the federal to you on the basis of several things, just like food stamps or the health or other things. So in this there is a table in which you mention the person who getting the benefit, full name of person receiving the benefit, then relationship to you. It's not necessary that it is you who just getting the benefit. In your family, your son, your daughter, your wife, or any other person who is residing with you and getting the benefit, you have to mention the name, and after that relationship with you. Then the name of agency and department name, and the type of benefit, just like food stamp or health, something like that, you just mention it, and the date of benefit was awarded to you or the person, and date of benefit expires. These dates are mentioned in the first letter when the department started the benefit. They issue a letter on the name of the beneficiary or the person who getting the benefit, in which they mention the date benefit awarded and expiry date of the benefit. The part 4 is ended on this. Very easy. Then part 5, income at or below 150% of the federal poverty guideline. In this section you have to mention that your income is so low. So first of all, you have to mention that whether you are employed or unemployed or retired or other. Okay, if you are employed, so it's not necessary that mention full-time, part-time. They know that you are employed but your income is so low. Okay, unemployed or retired or other, just because of this your income is so low, you have to mention first of all that you are employed. Then the second bullet point of this part 5 is, if you are currently unemployed, are you currently receiving unemployment benefit from the state, just like social security benefits or unemployment benefits? If you getting it, you have to check out the yes. If you are not, so check out no. If check out yes, you have to mention date from which you are just getting the benefits. Okay, and information about your spouse, that you are married or separated, And in other condition, does your spouse live in your household? Okay. And if you are answered no to item 3, does your spouse provide any financial support to your household? If your spouse is with you, so you are getting any benefit from her or him, or you are just supporting him, you have to mention in this form that. Okay. So if you are supporting him, say no, she is or he is not supporting you. And if she does or he does, so he just say yes. Now, what's your household size? How much family members of in your household which are depending on you? Okay, or which is, you can say, in your household, depending or not depending, it's a separate question. So you have to mention the name, full name, date of birth, relationship to you, married or not married, full-time student or not. Acha. Then after that, is any income earned by this person counted towards the household income? Just like Malik Bilal, date of birth, self, married, yes, full-time student, no, and any income earned, yes, wife, second one is his wife, date of birth, relationship, married, yes, full-time student, no, and any income, no. 2 sons, same like this, and after this you are just done. And if in this family member getting any test benefit, means test benefit, you have to mention here that they are just earn any income or something like that, you have to mention here. Okay, then the part 5 in bullet point 5, you have to mention the annual income, total annual income included these persons any benefits or income here, and all family members income and total additional financial support. Okay, so simple. If they are earning, you have to mention here. Your earning, you have to mention here. Okay, you have to also tax return statement, you have to mention, you have to attach the copies of your tax return statement to verify this figure. Also the tax return statement or any other statement which mention or verify this, the copy. Okay, then also if it mean tested benefit, just like parental support, educational stipends, unemployment benefit, financial support from adult children, something like that, you have to check out if your family member or you just getting this benefit. And after that, total household income you have to mention here, just like this. Okay, has anything changed? Just like last, you can say, year, you are in another house, you just change your house, so you have to mention any change regarding your income or expense and something like that, just like a shift in bedroom, apartment and family and something like that. The Texas Health and Human Resources Commission approved the application of Abdul Bari and Safiullah for the SNAP food and something like that. Okay, this is for any change in current change. Okay, just because of this, all these incomes are basis of the last year statements. You have to provide the copy of your, you can say, copy of proof. Okay, with this. Then on this, the part 5 is ended. Now part 6, financial hardship. In case of you have a financial hardship, you have to fill out part 6. If your member have a situation that has caused to you incur expenses, debts or loss of income, you have to mention here all the you can say uncertain situations with you that become the cause of your financial hardship. Okay, you have a debts, you have some you can say loss in the business and other thing, you have to mention here and attach the copies of proof, okay, with this form. Then if you have any asset, that house or shop or any other thing, or you have the bank account, you have to just mention in this table the type of asset and value of in dollar. And last of all, the financial hardship. How you just getting the financial hardship? Yeah, in this bullet point, you have to mention that you have going to pay the rent, the food, utilities, children and elder care, insurance, and the car payment, community costs, medical expenses, school expenses, or loans you are just giving back to the credit cards or something like that, which is coming into the debt. In this way, you are just show the USCIS that you are something like this total amount in expenses, and you have no any other sources to pay the process of the USCIS. Okay, on this the part 6 is ended. Now part 7. In the part 7, the requester or the applicant has just mentioned his statement that he can read, write, understand the questions and giving the answer only on the facts. That's all. Just like this, I can read and understand English, and I have read and understand every question and instruction on this quest, my answer to every question. Okay, if you read and write. If you cannot read, write or understand the question, and you are just getting help any other, so you just mention B, and in which you are just mention the language in which the interpreter or the person who just giving you idea about this form. So you have to mention the language, and regarding the interpreter or the person which are giving you help, you have to mention it later part about it. Now if you are understand the all the forms language, and also know about what is you are just giving the answer, but you just getting help any other person to prepare it, so you have to mention in this question that you are just giving a request any person who prepared this form, and mention his name and other things in part 10. And just because I know all the things and I know the English, so I just take out A, and after that I mention my phone number and mobile telephone number or the email address. Okay, then after that sorry, on the requester signature I sign and giving the date of the sign. Then the family members which are with me submitting this form for fee waiver process, I have to mention their name and getting the signature of family member here in this column, and also the date of it. 2 or more, something like that, uh, total number of family members, name and signature, and the date of sign you have to mention on this part 7. Now part 8. This is part 8 is for each family member who are just submitting this form for fee waiver process. Is you have to give the statement and sign it just like you on upper side on part 7, that I can read or understand English, or I cannot read or write English, so I getting the any help of interpreter. And if I read or write but cannot sequence prepare this form, so I getting the help of any preparer. And in this you just mention his name and something like that. Then the family member daytime telephone number, mobile number and email address, and certification that you are just putting only facts regarding the answer of any question in this form, sign of the family member and date of. And remember, you have to copy. If you and your family members are more than 2, so each family member fill out this part 8, just like you fill out the part 7. And your family member, there are 3 family members, you have to print out 3 part 8, and they are just one by one fill out these, you can say, part 8 and signature, date of signature. Okay, on this the part 8 is ended. Now part 9, interpreter contact information, in which in this part the interpreter who is going to be you getting the service of the interpreter, you have to mention, or the interpreter mention his you can say background, name, address, telephone number, or your, you can say, email address. All the things you have the interpreter mention here. Okay, and also the certification that he know the English, fluent in English, and sign it, and date of. On this the part of 9 is ended. Now the part 10, in which the prepare, if you know the English but you cannot prepare the form or fill out the form, you are just getting any other person to fill out the form, you have to mention in part 10 his name, or he is mention his name, last and first name, and the mailing address and the contact information, and last of all that he has to mention that I am not attorney or something. If he is an attorney, he has to mention that he is an attorney, and he has to mention all his documents prove that he is attorney. Okay, and certification, signature, and the date of. And last of all, the part 11. This part 11 is very, you can say, important. If any part 1 to 10 you are skipping, you are inserting any information, and you think that you need more space, you just come on the part 11. These are your information automatically comes from the upper side. You have to mention the page number on which you are just getting low space. Give the page number just like 5, part number 4, item number. Item number means the question for which you are just giving the answer, and you have a problem of low space. You have to mention the question number here, and after that you just mention whatever you need to information you just want to. just like 4, 5, 6. Okay, this is the part 11 is for more space if you want more information to the. Now on this form I-912 is ended. You have to attach all the copies of proof which are you claiming in this form. Okay, it's very essential, so no need to worry, it's very easy. Okay, and you have to just on the basis of these 3 excuses you fill out the form very easily. I hope if you like it, then please subscribe me and also like my page. Thank you. Goodbye.